Well, 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 they said I would never win a 10-piece, and yet here I am. Hello, Tomo, by the way. Here's my model, okay? There are many like it, but this one is mine. In the early game, we take 2 2s and 2 3s, especially a 2 2 that generates stats. Let me be a fatherly personality. I bet we lose this. This is a great opportunity to test our theory. Okay, ants, new model. The more ants you get in the early game, the merrier ants you get in the early game. I know we got a 10-piece with a mosquito. I'm going to choose not to think about that, okay? We are going to put a mouse on the squad. I want my pill bugs to buff my ant. I know how crazy the order looks here. The ant needs to inherit as much HP as possible because it's the only unit that's going to survive past turn 5. The rest of them, if we have any of these units on the team past turn 5, we've made a grievous error. So the order was good, okay. Or maybe we just went against a truly terrible team. But either way, here we are. I would say Stoat is always interesting, but I think a Stilt is like half decent, and it's certainly better than any of our other units right now. So we're going to give it the apple. I don't think a koala has any reason to be on the team. I absolutely have no problem with a lemur giving us some garlic. Although this, if we're being straight up, looks almost a bit more like a radio type team. And then, nothing I would really sell to make this work. Is an unfortunate series of rolls. But you got to play the shops you get, you know? You got to play the shops you get. And I am very pleased so far. Give me this. Yeah, okay, give me that. I was thinking we might run it slightly differently, but I know I gave you the HP last time. I've altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. Roll me again. That's not good enough. Roll me again. That's not good enough. There's nothing I can do about that. So just take an extra gold. We're rearranging to get the pill bug buff, and we go from there. We go from there. Could have run the possum in the front. Dude, a lot of people running the very similar setup right here. A lot of people seem to be enjoying the lemur. Not as much as me, but that's okay. Now, always interesting. I think it would be awesome to start building a big skunk. I think it would be awesome to have a porcupine out there, which is just a good unit. I think it would be awesome to get a level, and the level... You know, I just think it's neat. Give me a falcon. And I would love to run a seagull too and try to make a seagull work, but we haven't really had that much luck with it. I feel like the seagull, you gotta commit, right? Like it's an all or nothing type setup. Holy cow, we're gonna get a second trigger. We're still gonna be in a rough spot. Never mind, we're gonna win easily. Okay. So far, so good. Just taking these efficient, high-value units. Speaking of efficiency, an avocado. I'll take my level right now. Thank you very much. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And you know what? For the time being, we're running 2 falcons. Pray I don't alter it further. Now, I don't know what I'm doing with the black neck stilt, but here we are. Our porcupine just ate so much aggro. Oh, baby, it's going to get another one. Oh, he's the maestro of the early game. One of those. Almost took a salad, but then I said, what am I doing taking a salad? This stage of my life. You're really going to take a salad? What about a salted falcon? Hi, Tomo. If I may say so myself, I think a penguin for tempo is not so bad here. I know that's just a 1-1 buff, but it is also a 2-4 unit itself. I don't think we can compete with these guinea fowl teams, quite frankly. I think they're just gonna... Stop it! I think they're going to blow us away. They got their own stilt on top of that. That's just a great team, honestly. Elephant guinea fowl. I should always have it in my head. Elephant guinea fowl. Elephant guinea fowl. Not at this stage of the game, but in the game in general. Sorry to the penguin. I'm heavily overpaying for chocolate to get a level 2 lad out here. Interesting, isn't it? Hurts, don't it? Let's run this. And what would I be looking to buff? I have like literally no answer yet. What about one Doberman and then you sell the whole squad to get the Doberman? I don't know, man. I was hoping that there would just be a Falcon in there and that would change the game for me. It's pretty nasty. Oh my god, are you kidding me? We're gonna draw, but like it really spat out an elephant that killed my Falcon again? Wait, why? Why are you spawning it now? I've confused myself. You're past the best before date. No disrespect. Now I don't know if we're keeping a Doberman frozen. It just happens to be where we stand right now. Let's go for the polar bear, man. It's a build I've never really tried to make work. I just don't know if one Doberman getting unfrozen here and put in the shop is actually going to do enough for us, man. Because, like... It's a tough setup. You got to admit, it's a tough setup. Great coconut armor. I give you the utmost respect. Hang on. I got to realize we got a lot to work with here. We got plenty of time. You could slow pivot. The Doberman doesn't have to pop immediately. Like, it doesn't have to have its effect. It's already a 16, 17. That's pretty good. Find a tier 5 or a tier 6 that you like. Freeze it up. I wouldn't even bother canning. Well, I would can. And then just take the vulture. Roll once. Tier 5, please. No tier 5. Okay, it is what it is. Another Falcon, not interested. Waffles, very interested. Didn't even freeze anything, but what... We're one Falcon sail away from the Doberman pivot, at least getting the effect we're looking for. Don't talk to me about this one. This one was cursed. We want to see a beluga, please. No beluga. Painful. So we're over relying on the Doberman here, but it could be funny at the very least, and it could work. Husky can be on the team, and then we want to find something freezable. Elephant seal, gain perk, buff a friend. I don't know how to work it. I believe I have to put my thing down, flip it and reverse it, flick it and reverse it, flip it and reverse it. I don't want a poodle, okay? So my polar bear's not doing anything, but my Doberman is doing something. You vulture me? Thank God I had my vulture in position 4. Nope. Okay. Honestly, I think that there were like 10 good runs here, and we just didn't find any of them. Like, we found all the wrong ones. Now, here's the deal, brother. You're gone. Oyster's out here. And then Orca needs to be the next unit. But I don't know if it has the stats yet. So I'm almost thinking, like... The question really is, can we afford not to? And the answer is, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm not taking you. I'm gonna try to spit out a 13-17 Orca next turn that will make our vulture that much better. But if we lose this one, I mean, it's on me. I don't know what you want me to say. It's completely my own fault. Merciful. Mercifully saved. Sold. You go position 1. Brother, come on. Now, the real question is, what's your polar bear doing? Because you don't have a space for, like, cows or anything. Are you really going to be relying on your vulture? I don't know. Maybe, or you could just keep an Orca frozen even longer to replace this Orca that's already up here. I don't think we're going to get 10. I would be happy to get 7. I think 7 would be sick, man. I'm looking at my opponent's equipment and I'm saying to myself, I don't think 7's happening either. Nope, 5. I'm telling you, we could have done better. There were many winnable runs within that run, and I think we just straddled the line between like too many of them. We tried to sample everything in the Costco, ended up getting our car towed because the parking lot closed before we could escape. Be a friendly fox. I know this is crazy. Well, let me put it this way. It's actually legitimately not crazy, but it seems crazy based on the public perception of Costco. And it's very easy to take this in a bad faith attack, so I thank you for not doing so. The worst part of Costco is actually the free samples. I hate to do this. I do hate to do this. Yeah, like this. The worst part of Costco is the free samples. If there was 1/3 the amount of customers in the store, free samples would go crazy. But unfortunately, there's not. There's 100% of the customers in the store. The Costco is always busy. It doesn't matter. People go, oh, just go during non-peak hours. If you go in non-peak hours, you're going to get a parking spot, which is beautiful. But at the same time, you're also, I mean, you're still going to be surrounded on all sides by other people once you're in there. I love eating food. Don't take me for a fool of a took here. Give me that. But the free samples at Costco, they're too well trafficked to actually be usable. My Costco pro tip, at least from the few Costcos that I've been to in the lower mainland and in Washington, is one of the best things you could do is avoid the free samples. You'll end up in an 8-person line with the carts all parked akimbo, like blocking 10 different shopping lanes so you can't even get to the paper towels. You will end up waiting there for 3 minutes in order to get a sip of orange juice, and you already know what it tastes like. If you want to do that and you go into it and you say to yourself, it's worth the amount of time that I'm going to invest in order to get this, by all means. Me personally, I'm a noted Costco enjoyer, by the way. My Costco experience, my enjoyment of Costco went way up once I stopped being like, oh, I'll just wait until the free sample line isn't so busy and then I'll go get my free sample. The only winning move is not to play. As tempting as it would be to get 1/16 of a slice of a frozen pizza that probably doesn't taste that good, sometimes I think it's just a little better to get to be able to move around. Now, I'm thinking, okay? Sorry, I almost broke into tears having to slander Costco like that. That's the other, and this will drive you crazy too. Most people won't take it this far. We used to go to Costco. We would either get hot dogs on the way in or hot dogs on the way out. Then I realized the waiting in line for the hot dog was actually taking almost as long as the entire shopping trip in Costco. Started saying, you know what? I'd rather just go through the McDonald's drive-thru afterwards. You're paying like 5 times more, but at the same time, your time's got to be worth something, man. I mean, $1.50 hot dog, it's a great deal. It's such a great deal that too many people are taking advantage of it because it's so tempting that it ruins the experience, which is good, I think. That, not to be economics Andy, but that is a trade-off that they've established for themselves and they're okay with. And I've also decided that I'm okay, saving that 30 minutes and just getting food elsewhere, even though it has a material cost associated with it as well. I'm not saying, because I don't want the former CEO of Costco to issue a death threat to me, I'm not saying they need to raise the price of the hot dog. I'm simply saying, because there's so many people there, I don't take advantage of it as much as I would otherwise like to, but one of the reasons I want to take advantage of it is because it's cheap. If it was an $8 hot dog, the lineup would be a lot shorter, and I probably wouldn't be as interested, quite frankly. Hi, Tomo. Can you not get in the cords? Okay. I think both of these units can be good. I'm going to try a bit of a buy-sell with a llama. I'm going to sell. I'm going to buy. I'm going to sell and buy. They buy and sell and buy and sell and buy. Buy, sell, sell. You know what I'm talking about? Itchy and Scratchy. You would like Itchy and Scratchy, Tomo. One of them's One of them's a cat, just like you. Now, I'm now realizing that the buying and the selling doesn't seem that good. I guess if we had like a manta ray, we might be a little bit more excited by the prospect. Never mind, it's amazing. Tomo, stop smacking my hand to get petted, buddy. You're crazy right now. He's lost his mind. And we don't have to buy sell. Now that I think about it, I should remind myself. Interesting. You don't have to buy sell. You just have to not run anything in the fifth slot. They're matching. It's a mirror match, non-stop mirror matches. Holy! I would not have thought that we would have won those 2 rounds. Go ahead. I'm not paying 2 gold for an apple. I'm realizing this is ridiculous. I will definitely be yeeting you for a polar bear, giving us... Brother, I think... Tomo, you gotta stop with the smacking, buddy. It's just, it's a little rude, quite frankly. First off, I think this goes crazy enough. Secondly... Falcon sailing 4/4 per turn. I mean, that's good enough to freeze you right now. I would freeze 2 of you. Another llama. I would just pop you up top, I think. Waffle me. I think this is right for now. Because we are looking for a way, for a replacement for our ant. For sure. Huge. I mean, not huge enough that it's going to blow away this porcupine, but feels good nonetheless. This squad actually has started coming together. So you're at 9-9. I think it almost makes sense to... it would be nice to pill you. If we can't, we can't. You know, get out while the getting's good. Maybe I'm insane, but I feel like we... go low right now, like, oh, but the manta ray. Gain 2 gold next turn. But we have to buy it at some point. True. Losing the stork for this seems crazy, though. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because it just, honestly, it simply makes sense. Right now. It makes sense on paper. Now, the game ain't played on paper, but still. We're going to have extra gold. We're going to have a very strong falcon potentially popping out. Holy cow, it's a strong lad. Turns out you don't need a full squad to make the Doberman pivot dangerous. This is our chocolate round. Am I crazy to think that... Oh, but then we wouldn't be full squad. I think you're a great unit because you create tempo for us. You know what? I'm going to buy you right now. And I'm very tempted to just... Oh, no. Husky's not really great here. I'm very tempted to take a crane, but then we'd have to sell our manta ray. I don't think I'm willing to do that right now. I'm certainly willing to do this. And this. And an elephant seal. I'm not sure I fully understand it. Friend behind gets 3 XP. Just not sure I fully understand. Now, to be honest with you, I know you got to... That's a good freeze. This is a good freeze in my world, especially if we're forced to run under-squatted. I was kind of tempted to keep the cow just for, like, waffle-based purposes, but I think we got something pretty solid going on here. 1628. We can sell the manta ray next. How'd your polar bear get so strong? Our falcon is reasonable. Not amazing, but reasonable. We'd be looking to buy you when you can spit out something we want to see spat out. But in whale or chicken is interesting. I don't think it's good necessarily, but it is interesting. Now, this double setup seems very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. How about you take this and an orca as well? Let me think about that. An orca. It's better, an orca or a beluga? I don't know. You could have a beluga. Freeze them. I know that this freeze kind of sucks, but I want the beluga to get... I want the beluga to eat the orca. Is that stupid? I don't think it's stupid. I think we just have to wait because we can't afford for you to take the buffs. We could risk it, but I'm not risking it. I'm not risking it. I'm not bisking it. Not really worried. I think you're going to get where you need to go anyway. I don't think we're worried about getting you to level 3. I think we definitely want this so that we can either buff the polar bear to have extra space or so we can feed the beluga early to get a level 2 version of whatever's going to get spat out. Okay, as always, the biggest blind spot for me is what if our opponent has a skunk? It's the thinking man's game here. I don't want you to spit out any of those. Okay. I don't want you to spit out any of those. We don't have a level 3 friend. I personally don't feel comfortable sending a beluga out there knowing it's about to get an 8/8 buff. So guess what? We'd take the unit with the best stats. I know, this is crazy. We're cooking something very different, okay? This is a type of cuisine you've never had before in your life, and that's what makes it interesting. It's gonna eat us alive. Fair enough. How much HP we got? 2 left? 2 left. Okay, this is where it becomes important. Now we have an enormous beluga. Eat right away. We don't want you to spit out that, but... It's also a really good unit, but I don't think... just positioning is not going to work here. I don't want you to spit out a Doberman. To be honest with you, go ahead and spit out a chicken for now. Until we get a better unit coming out. Do I want you to spit out a level 2 stork? I guess that would be better, but for now, you need this. Because I can't... There's no other way for us to move that stork up, positionally speaking. I think... You might say your team hasn't improved that much. Brother, we replaced an 8/6 with a 25/30 that's going to spit out another unit. Now, it's not going to be the best unit you'll ever see in your life. But it is going to make every unit in our subsequent shops better. Get that vulture out of here. Get him out of here. You don't have my permission to kill my falcon before it does anything. Okay. Ah! We made it. This is a buy and sell and garlic, and then we need to I mean, figure out something to do with your polar bear, basically. Unless you want to sell polar bear and then spit out a level 3 stork instead. You're not giving up much on the stats side in order to make that happen. That's fine. At some point we might just want to run like a 5th unit, because our llama's scaling is becoming very secondary versus, you know, the finish line being somewhat within our grasp right now. That was convincing. I mean, like a husky almost makes up for it to begin with. But you gotta be feeling like we could... I mean, we sold our polar bear, so we're not scaling anything, but I was definitely thinking like we could do better than a husky. But maybe we can't. A husky's not good here. It's going to scale stuff that you're not interested in. What happens? You buff the 2 units behind you? In that case, move you up. And be careful who you feed. One attack. You can scale yourself. Interesting. I don't know. I'd rather just... This is the perfect opportunity to just add something like a scorpion, but they don't exist this week. I'm pretty worried about that ostrich back there. Most astute viewer. You're too slow. You're too slow. Or are you? Maybe you're not. Maybe we have to swing for the fences here. God, I was hoping to get some chocolate, man. 1/1 for each pet in the shop. Okay, in that case, I will still buy you. So you're getting a 3/3 buff. Not that big of a deal. But imagine if it were. Okay, we're running up against a faint squad. I would say so far, so good. I would say you know what? It turns out the team that we went up against recently was like just before this was actually just really, really strong. We shouldn't cry about that. Don't really care for you. It's all about ostrich and like if you could get some useful food. I guess that's like almost as useful as we could expect, right? I mean, zebra, cat, like who cares? We screwed up, boys. We screwed up. We took the level 3 stork out. We put a level 3 zebra in instead because we fed our dude. You know what? The only solace here is we were going to lose that round regardless. That's a strong team, but we did make a mistake. That's doubtless. Either way, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. I like this weekly. We're cooking up a little bit, and I'll see you next time. See ya.